Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Empower Her Business podcast Soul Spa series, where our intention is to bring you food for your soul. This is your space to pause, to breathe, to come back to yourself. Here, we navigate through the nuances and internal challenges of building a great business, bringing insight, clarity, and tapping into our inner guidance. I'm your host, Linette, founder of Empower Her Bookkeeping and Advisory, where I guide women founders from overwhelm and avoidance to confidence and what I call wealth capacity. And today, we continue our conversation talking about something I believe many women entrepreneurs are experiencing quietly, but not discussing openly enough. And that is this: you cannot scale or grow what you emotionally avoid. Let me say that again. You cannot scale or grow what you emotionally avoid. Now, I know that statement sounds strong, but I say it with so much compassion because I understand why women disconnect from their numbers. In the last episode, we talked about the inherited emotional relationship many women have with money, the fear, the pressure, the conditioning, and the avoidance. But today I want to talk about what happens when a business begins growing, while the founder remains emotionally disconnected from the financial leadership required to sustain that growth. Because this is something I see often. Women are making money, getting clients, becoming more visible, building momentum, but internally still feeling anxious every time they think about their finances. And one of the biggest misconceptions in entrepreneurship is this idea that revenue automatically equals financial stability. It does not. A business can grow in revenue while shrinking in sustainability. And I think that's one of the most important conversations we need to normalize as women founders, because some women are scaling visibly without scaling their financial awareness. And eventually that gap creates emotional instability. I once worked with a client whose business looked incredibly successful from the outside. She was having more clients, more activity, more revenue was coming in, but internally, she constantly felt overwhelmed. She avoided looking at reports, talking about reports, and didn't really know what she was actually keeping each month. She wasn't fully clear on her total business expenses, and every financial decision carried anxiety because there wasn't enough clarity in the information underneath the growth. And I think many women live here longer than they admit, because when money is coming in, we sometimes assume everything must be okay or everything is going to be okay. But I want you to know that revenue alone does not tell the full story of a business. And honestly, this is where so many of us unintentionally disconnect from our power. Now, let's be clear. Financial leadership is not about obsessing over numbers. It's about understanding what your business is actually saying to you through your numbers. And maybe we need to elevate the term from your numbers to your money, or the quantity of dollars in your business, because numbers are representing that quantity of dollars. and they're always telling you a story. They tell you where your money is leaking, what is profitable, what's draining you. They tell you whether growth is sustainable or whether the business is truly supporting your life. They tell you whether you are carrying the business emotionally while hoping the numbers, those quantity of dollars, somehow work themselves out later. And I think this is important because many women avoid looking deeply into those numbers, quantity of dollars, not because they don't care, but because they're afraid of what they might discover or what they may not understand. They're afraid they're not making enough. They're afraid they've made mistakes. They're afraid the business isn't as healthy as they hoped it was. But avoidance only hijacks clarity. You would never understand what you avoid. And understanding is what creates options. So I want to gently offer a couple of simple but revealing questions every woman entrepreneur out there should begin asking herself regularly. And by regularly, I would say at the very minimum on a monthly basis. First question, what am I actually keeping monthly after expenses? So after I paid all my business expense, how much money is there still remaining in my business, in my bank account? Next question, do I understand where most of my money is going? So do I know what my greatest expenses are? Next question, is this business truly profitable or just busy? Ooh, that's a big one. Is this business truly profitable or just busy? Meaning, are you barely covering all your expenses every month? And you're busy, you're serving clients, but when the month is done, what you brought in, the quantity of dollars you brought in, and the quantity of dollars you spent on expenses are about the same. Next question, what part of my financial reality am I avoiding looking at? And perhaps, most importantly, is my business financially supporting me, or am I emotionally carrying my business? Now, that's a real question. Because women can become so committed to the vision that we normalize burnout, overextension, and financial stress as part of entrepreneurship. But overwhelm is not a healthy business strategy. And fear is not financial leadership. So let's remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness. Let's take a breath here. The goal is awareness because once the woman understands her numbers, the quantity of dollars coming in and going out of her business, she can make decisions from a powerful leadership position instead of from survival mode. And that changes everything. This is exactly why I believe compassionate accounting matters. Women deserve financial conversations that feel safe, clear, supportive, and empowering, not intimidating. And if you're listening today and realizing that you've been growing your business while quietly disconnected from the quantity of dollars, those numbers underneath it, I want you to know there is no shame in that realization. Awareness is the beginning of transformation. And this is exactly the work that I love helping women through with my advisory practice and compassionate accounting approach. Helping women founders reconnect to the financial reality of their business with clarity, confidence, and support is what I'm here for. So the next time here in the Soul Spa, we're going even deeper. We're going to talk about the human circuit that keeps so many brilliant women financially stuck. And trust me, that conversation is going to unlock some things. Let's take a breath here. If today's experience resonated, I'm glad you're here. I invite you to trust what's stirring inside you. We will continue this walk together. Until then, take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon on the next episode of the Soul Spa. Be well.